This video is sponsored by Skillshare. We're Nate and Shannon, a traveling couple that met 2 years ago in California. We had separate vans for a while, but we recently moved in together. This is our van. She's a tiny Toyota four-wheel drive camper with just about 55 square feet of living space behind the front seats. She's an immigrant from Japan. She's also pretty awkward, quirky, and kinda moody.
I don't know where that smoke was coming from.
We recently arrived in the almost Canada region of Maine. We've now been on the road full-time in the van for 2 months. The honeymoon phase has definitely ended, and the reality of cohabitation in a microcamper has officially set in. Okay, so it's not technically a campsite, but you should be able to spend the night there. And I think there are 5 different campsites off this trail here that you can just kind of pitch a tent and hang out for a few nights.
It works for me, and I already have my morning run mapped out. Feels like the rainforest in here. Christmas rainforest, which makes sense because we saw like 3 Christmas wreath businesses on the way up here.
It really does smell like Christmas in here, guys. It's pretty crazy. It's really cool.
I love the sound of the ocean.
I think I just got more mosquito bites than I've ever gotten in all of my life combined.
I don't feel like I'm very often in like such a stimulating environment. Like we have the cold ocean air and the hot like inland air, and then it smells like Christmas trees and bugs are biting me and I hear the ocean. It's really pleasant. Minus the bugs. We're so close to Canada, I'm on Bell now. Get it on your face. Oh my god, we gotta go! Still feel the mosquitoes on me.
It was actually a pretty challenging hike, at least for me. Shannon thinks it was pretty easy, but...
I thought it was great. It was perfect for an evening. If it was like a whole day thing, I would like to do more, but yeah. It was really perfect for just going after work and seeing a view and coming back.
It was about 4 miles round trip, and
actually, it was like closer to 5, I think.
Wow. Yeah, it was long, and I guess the biggest thing is that it is really, really hot here right now, like unseasonably warm, in the 90s all day, and yesterday as well, so it's been pretty tough. And what better way to enjoy 90-degree weather than by making a curry inside a van?
Hey, other continents do this all the time, okay? We just pretend we're in Thailand.
This is one of my favorite dishes here, guys. I'm very, very excited for this. More pineapples!
Oh my god. Ratios are very important.
I could eat a whole curry with just pineapples in it.
We should try that. This is our second van life bowl.
No space for 2 bowls.
No. That wouldn't be van life enough. See how spicy this is. It's pretty spicy. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Of all people, I never thought it'd be you to make the spiciest curry I've ever had.
Well, I am a sucker for things that look like they're not American. And that can did not look American. So, we're eating it. It's really tasty. I just want to keep eating it. I can't.
Hey, I'm a fan of spicy food. I really like this. Maybe wasn't the best night, like we said before.
I'm a little bit sweaty now. I wasn't sweaty before.
As I mentioned earlier, this video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with tons of different classes and courses that you can take to learn all sorts of different skills. Everything from web design to web development, cinematography, photography, illustration. That's something that I've been working on a lot recently. Marketing, self-development, time management. I mean, there is a lot of great information on this platform, guys, and I'm definitely a fan. I've taken a number of courses over the past couple of years. Been recently working on an illustration course here, Fun with Faces. The course is taught by Charlie Clements, and I've really enjoyed it. It's just interesting to be able to watch somebody else's workflow and just learn from them, especially someone who has worked in illustration and graphic design, which is something that, like I said, I've been getting interested in and I've been doing a lot of work in recently. So I would definitely recommend checking out Skillshare. It really is an awesome resource. The first 1,000 people to click the link in the description below will get a free trial, a 1-month free trial to Skillshare Premium, and then after that it's only about $10 a month. Thank you again, Skillshare, for sponsoring these videos. That spot last night worked out pretty well. You know, I don't know if I'd want to spend like multiple nights there. The cell coverage wasn't really great, and then there were more mosquitoes there, like we said a couple of times, than we've ever seen in our lives. Like, we had mosquitoes inside the van last night, guys, like swarming around, biting us in the middle of the night. Was not ideal. So we decided to head out, come into town here, and then we proceeded to spend pretty much the entire day at this Dunkin' Donuts.
We've been spending a lot of time at coffee shops lately. I can't say that I prefer it over like having my own space, but it is a small van and it does get a little cramped when we're both in there trying to work for 8 hours.
It's a pretty sleepy, kind of quiet little town here, but apparently they allow overnight parking, at least according to freecampsites.net, at a parking lot like right in the middle of downtown. So we're gonna go check that out.
There's a van in here. It says overnight parking. Wow, that's the first sign I've ever seen that says overnight parking. It's got a pretty view too. Wow, waterfront free parking.
Found a 5-part series about Britney Spears on YouTube, and I'm on part 2. It's 45 minutes long.
Each?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Another day, another coffee shop.
This one was pleasant. It was really nice space.
We haven't really moved much, guys. We stayed in this area again today, the same town that we stayed overnight in. We're gonna start making our way down the coast though. The weather is supposed to get pretty rough the next couple days. Cold and rainy.
Which I welcome at this point.
Oh yeah, it's definitely better than the 90 degrees and hot and humid. That being said, we have not had a hot shower since we did that sticky hike a couple of nights ago, and we could definitely use one. Fortunately, there are not too many Planet Fitnesses around here. We're pretty much in the middle of nowhere, so our shower options for the night are pretty limited. We're gonna check out a campground that's nearby. It looks pretty cheap though. Hot showers will be nice, but that is not the only reason that we are here tonight. We also really need to top off our power. It's been pretty cloudy for the most part, and we just simply don't have enough solar on the roof right now to keep up with what we need.
This is not the final iteration of our power system. We're kind of trying to take it slow and like figure out what we need and figure out what we're okay with, because we really don't want to sacrifice like our favorite feature of the van, the skylights.
The last couple of days have been coffee shop days, so we haven't really been spending that much time in the van, but today is going to be a little different. We're at this campground. We're going to be in here all day. I don't even think we really want to go outside.
Are we doing another daily routine?
Wouldn't be a day in the van without Shannon looking for her
earbuds. Where's my wallet?
Victory! I set an alarm this morning for 7:30, which Nate didn't really like. He doesn't really care for alarms. I proceeded to just lay in bed for a while, like browsing the internet, and he didn't like that very much. But the alternative is like me getting up and making a lot of noise, you know, doing stuff. So we've kind of had to adapt a little bit. I now use earbuds and a face mask at night so that he can stay up as late as he wants and I can't hear or see anything. And we're still working out the morning adaptation if I want to get up early. It really hasn't been an issue in the morning since we've been on the East Coast, since I still work on California time, so I don't usually start working until like 10. But if we ever migrate back west, we might have to make some adaptations for the morning because I'm going to need to wake up quite early. Making a London fog. Would you like one?
Yes, please.
Now I just have to steal some batteries from Nate's toothbrush.
Speaking of that toothbrush, it is like the loudest thing in this van, so when I'm getting ready for bed at night when I'm up really, really late, I usually try not to use it. I'm not perfect about it.
I get so grumpy when he uses it. I'm trying to sleep.
It'll wake her up out of a sound sleep. It's so loud.
So fancy.
And delicious.
This is generally our setup in here. While we're working, it's kind of how we designed it. I feel like we've gotten pretty good about not bugging each other too much, or at least me not annoying her when she's, you know, on the clock officially and working during the day.
It's been several years since Nate's been in an office environment. Nate sometimes forgets that I am on a call or like I have to be quiet because I'm in a meeting.
By the way, I know a lot of folks have asked in the comments below what Shannon does for work. She has just a regular full-time job
that turned remote since the pandemic, which was very lucky for us. But I work in construction management, help move projects along, look at plans, talk to people who build stuff. That's basically it.
And I try not to bother her during the day.
That's your job. Ow. Small space problems number 355. I'm just trying to go take a shower. He's sitting there for so long and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go take a shower. And now he decides to brush his teeth, wander around. It's finally cold enough for us to use our oven again, so we are gonna make pizza.
Do you remember how to do it, or you gotta watch another video?
I think I can remember.
I have no memory.
All worth it for cookies and pizza. My two favorite things.
What about baked tofu?
No. Sushi. You don't need an oven
Baked
for
sushi?
You don't need an oven for that.
When we cook meals like this, it's a little bit like playing Tetris in the kitchen. We're just constantly like moving around, and that's why I'm not like in the actual kitchen area with her. There's just not enough room.
Pizza tossing days have long been over. Oh! May have pre-cooked the dough a little bit when I was trying to defrost it.
I'm about 90% sure this will be better than any pizza I've ever made in a van. Actually, look underneath. How bad is it?
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
I just want a pizza. I'm so hangry right now. This is old school entertainment. No smartphone needed.
Are you sitting on the fridge or am I sitting on the fridge?
You're sitting on the fridge.
Alright.
We've been in the van now for 2 months, almost exactly, with each other. This is our first time sharing a van together, so we've learned a lot about each other's habits and needs, and we'll continue to learn about each other.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just kind of communicating what we need on a day-to-day basis. And, you know, for example, like Shannon works all day and she's on the phone with people constantly, And then at the end of the day, like, I'm working all day, but I'm just on my computer editing and doing all that kind of thing. So I'm kind of just alone all day. And I'll go to like hang out with her when she gets out of work, and she'll be like, just chill out for a second. Like, she just wants some time to hang out alone. So I've just been trying to get better about giving her some space after work. She can just go hang out and sit on the bed, and then I'll basically just stay at my desk like I do during the day anyways. I mean, obviously that's on days when we're in the van. Like we said earlier, we spend some time in coffee shops. We're kind of moving around. Sometimes I'll just get out of the van just to give her some space too. I might go play around of golf or maybe go for a surf.
I'll admit, I get pretty frustrated sometimes. I know he does too. I really like my space, and I am not used to sharing a space with another person, and neither is Nate. But we're learning. There have been times when I'm like, go away, get out. Like, I just want to be in here by myself. A big way that I interact with my living space is by puttering around and like cooking random small things or cleaning things or like doing little projects. And that can kind of like freak Nate out when
Stresses me out a little bit.
Yeah, when he's sitting and I'm just like, you know, touching things and like moving things around.
Pacing back and forth, you know?
I cannot pace in this van. I just want to set the record straight that there is exactly 3 feet here, not pacing. But I do really like to just like clean up at random times. And to me, that's unwinding. But to Nate, that's like stressing out and like cleaning everything. So
We definitely get on each other's nerves from time to time, particularly me on Shannon's, I think. We are definitely getting better about this. I think that in the last couple months, we've learned a lot. We've grown just by doing this. I really do believe that. I believe that our relationship is stronger because of it.
not a whole lot of room to pace in here.
Just flopping around.